Hello and what is up everyone, it is Hachi from the Art of Dota and this is my 7.07D patch analysis. This update just came out as of December 19th, 2017. About an hour ago. I missed it as I was updating my Pugna guide on Spirit Breaker, which is going to come out soon. And by the way, I am making Pugna guides now, if you guys didn't know. So if you do have a Pugna subscription, please check them out. And I'm probably going to make more videos about that in the future. What I'm planning on doing is making a pseudo guide or just a Cliff Notes guide for YouTube, and then of course uploading the Pugna guide in tandem and having them work together. I feel like that's a good idea. Let me know what you guys think. But again, I do have already a couple of guides up on Pugna. I got one for Lich, Avenge, Bane, and soon to be Spirit Breaker coming out soon. That's currently uploading as I'm recording this. So let's just get right into the patch analysis. Okay, so first thing is there's a couple of new abilities added to ability draft. I don't play that mode, so nothing there for me. But first change of 7.07D will be neutral ancients gold bounty reduced by 10%, and this makes perfect sense. Right now the patch is geared towards these heroes that will farm ancients real fast, like Medusa and like Luna. Again, because the rest of the jungle gives less gold and experience, everyone is trying to get the most out of the map by just stacking and farming ancients. And now they're going to nerf that by 10%, which will probably change the way people play, a little bit less geared towards farming ancients. Now Arcane Rune has a mana cost reduction reduced from 40% to 30%, to be the same as a cooldown reduction. This is most likely a nerf to Storm Spirit with Kaya and Arcane Rune, which was a little bit too ridiculous, and with this he's going to be a little bit less powerful. Now moving on to other items, Aeon Disc has its recipe cost reduced from 1600 to 1350, which is a big cost decrease. And the thing about the Aeon Disc is it felt too expensive to warrant, and I did predict that if they did reduce the cost further of the recipe, which is its most expensive and hard to purchase component, the item might be seen more. And that's going to be it for that. I don't know if people are going to buy this item now that it's cheaper, but we'll just have to see. Butterfly's bonus damage has been reduced from 30 to 25. This item feels real good since the change to its active, just being a replacement to boots sometime. We've even seen that Medusa double butterfly build at the summit. This is going to be a slight nerf to that item, which I felt was a little bit too strong. Now Helm of the Dom, attack speed reduced, attack speed or increased. I like that. So this is nerfing the attack speed that it gives you, but it's going to keep it the same pretty much. It's going to make it so that the aura is increased, and then the attack speed that you get directly from the item is only 5. So it doesn't do anything to change the item in terms of affecting yourself, but it's going to give more attack speed to your teammates. And I think this item's a little bit weak, and I'm a big fan of it because I am a Chen player, and any time I can warrant buying a Helm of the Dom to turn any hero into Chen, I'll do so. So I'm liking this change for Helm of the Dom. Now Hurricane Pike's cooldown has been increased. This item's also really popular right now, especially on heroes like Medusa, and the increased cooldown I believe is going to make it the same cooldown as Force Staff, because I do believe that Hurricane Pike has a slightly lower cooldown than Force Staff, and this is going to even it out. I'm not so sure though. I'll look it up later. Now Lincoln Sphere's recipes cost is increased. That's surprising. This item isn't like overly purchased or anything like that, but the recipe did feel a little cheap, and the item had a pretty easy build up. This is gonna make it so heroes that do get countered by Lincolns, such as Spirit Breaker, check out my Spirit Breaker guide when it does get uploaded to Pugna, are going to be a little bit better, because it's going to be harder for the enemy heroes to farm this recipe just a little bit. It's only 200 gold, but it does make a difference. Now for Manta style, the attack speed has been reduced from 15 to 10. The move speed has been reduced as well. That's surprising that they'll nerf Manta style straight up. Again, this is not an item that seems overpowered or anything like that, and it's not purchased commonly on any of like the overpowered heroes either. But they will nerf it. I think the main hero that buys this right now in the meta is Luna. This is a slight nerf to Luna, I guess. And she does buy Lincolns and Hurricane Pike and Butterfly as well. A lot of these items that are getting nerfed are heroes or items that Luna buys, as well as Medusa potentially buys. So it's just nerfed to those Agi heroes. Meteor Hammer, the channeling time has been reduced from 3 seconds to 2.5, which is real nice. That means you're able to actually land it. Because the problem with Meteor Hammer is it's a meme hammer for a reason, because it takes you so long, and if you do get your cast interrupted, you're actually just not going to do anything. You just wasted your time, wasted your gold. But this will make it easier for you actually to get your cast off. And shout out to the Bat Rider Meteor Hammer build. I saw that on IX Mike stream. It's pretty memey. I think it actually is viable. With this change, it's half a second that you have to cast it now. You can get it out that much faster. Now, okay, on to the next item, Necronomicon. Mana break is increased. Okay, mana break damage from 60 to 50%. So they increase the mana break damage, but they increase the mana break. I like it. This is the only reason you're actually buying Necro right now. If you want to burn someone's mana, right? Like, if you're on a hero like Beastmaster, you're going to buy Necro, but on other heroes, it doesn't really feel like a good item. But I say with this mana break increase, maybe you'll buy it against that AM or that Wraith King. I did experiment with a Wraith King jungle Necronomicon build. Maybe this is going to make that build better. It's still a meme. We'll see. Nullifier, its cooldown has been reduced and its mana cost has been reduced. This item has been purchased as primarily a counter to item dependent heroes, whether it's a hero that really relies on getting their BKB off or like heroes like Tinker, but I do think that it's slightly weak, and for its cost I do think these buffs are warranted. Now moving on to the hero changes, and it doesn't seem like there's too many, so this will be a short replay or patch analysis video for once. So moving on to Alchemist, his unstable concoction damage has been increased, which is surprising as I believe he does have just a bunch of talents that buffs up his stun already. So it's just going to be further buffed. Alright, support Alchemist, stunning Alchemist. Maybe it's possible now. I mean, I did look at the changes on his stun, on his talents. I believe he has like a lower cooldown or something, an insane damage increase. I don't know for sure, but they did increase the damage just slightly, but Ice Frog's like, you know, Alchemist stun, you gotta look at Alchemist stun, unstable concoction. But anyway, moving on to the next hero, we got Bane. Enfeeble duration has been reduced. Okay, so it will be actually scaling now, where before it would last for 20 seconds at all levels. It will scale with levels. The brain sap damage has been rescaled to only do 75 at level 1. 150 level 2, so it's significantly nerfed at level 1, but for the other levels it's pretty much the same, and at level 4 is actually the same. This is going to nerf Bane's early game a little bit, as he feels a little bit strong as a zoning and 5 position support right now early on. Brewmaster's Drunken Haze cooldown has been increased at all levels except for level 4, and I do think this ability is a little bit too spammable for its mana cost as well. And what I figured was they would actually increase the mana cost or increase the cooldown, and they ended up going with the cooldown. Now, Broodmother Spider's vision has been reduced from 1100, 800 day vision, night vision to 700, 700, and this is going to make it a little bit worse to scout with your spiders, which let's be honest, who actually does that anyway other than Ice or some like really good micro players? Even like some good players like Metal Man don't micro the spiders for vision that much, but that's going to nerf that. The hero is actually broken. It's not being played right now in the pro scene, but if you're a good brood player spamming it in pubs, you're going to be winning a lot of games. Now Chen, alright, I like that. Chen base damage increased by 5, which is going to make him a little bit better at going for these early game ganks and harass. And his movement speed has also been increased, which also does the same thing. So this is making him better overall, as he's kind of fallen off the face of the earth, as people don't really play Chen or even Enchantress too much anymore. But if they are going to pick one, they usually are going for Enchantress, since the change to Chen. If you don't know what that is, his skills have been reworked a little bit. He does have a self-heal now, or a potential single target on heal on a teammate as well, but it's all randomized. And he feels a little bit weird. I do like these, base stat changes for him. draw back attention to the hero, because I don't think he's bad. He's just being slightly ignored, and I don't think he's that good either. Now, Dazzle, his level 10 talent has been changed from 175 health to 200. There's a little bit of a buff to his talent there, as well as the buff on the other side as well, from 60 damage to 75 damage. Alright, carry Dazzle. Dazzle is being, again, a support that's ignored right now for, stronger supports such as Bane, but I don't think he's bad either. And I like these changes that don't really do too much, but they just draw attention to the hero again. Now, Earth Spirit, his Boulder Smash stun duration is actually significantly nerfed at level 1. Well, not significant, but it's a slight nerf by a quarter of a second at all levels. This hero is being picked up, and this is going to be the only nerf to him. This hero just only seems to receive nerfs. Because again, he kind of is a jack of all trades. He does a little bit too much, right? He has an escape, he has initiation, he has stun, he has silence, he has damage with his ultimate, and he's just overall a strong hero, and Ice Frog just likes to nerf Earth Spirit. Now, Enigma, his base strength has been increased. This hero is pretty much absolutely ignored right now. No one's picking him up in pro games, in pubs, and so he does warrant some buffs. So his Eidolons will also get a movement speed increase. Level 1, they're the same. Level 2, they're slightly faster. Level 3, they're a little bit faster. Level 3, or level 4, they are 300 move speed faster, which is not too significant, but they are quite slow, so just having any move speed buff on them is appreciated. So he's basically a little bit tankier, and his Eidolons are a little bit faster. Nothing too major. I don't think he's going to be good, but we'll see. Medusa, alright, this hero is an OP hero right now. What did they do to her? Strength gain reduced, alright. Movement speed reduced, she's already slow. What, 275? This pretty much means that she can't really safe lane that well anymore. In the mid lane, she can still be viable, as it's a short lane and it's not that long a distance between her, the creep wave and her tower. But being this slow in the safe lane is a no-go, because if you get aggroed at all, if the creep wave pushes out, you're gonna get chased down. And if you don't have boots, and Medusa doesn't actually like to buy boots early on, she wants to buy like just damage items, so she does have pretty poor base damage. So I do think that this is actually a pretty significant nerf, even though it doesn't look like much. Her level 10 talent has also been nerfed slightly, just by 5 damage. That's not too significant. So I would say the strength gain is major, as it's going to make her less tanky, a lot more burstable, and the move speed is going to make her a lot more vulnerable in the laning stage. Now, MORPHLING has also received some nerfs here. Let's see. Attribute Shift can no longer be activated while stunned. Oh my god. That's such a big nerf to MORPHLING, because before, this is why it was OP. You stun him, he doesn't care, right? Even if he didn't attribute shift in time, he doesn't care. I can attribute while stunned, but this is a significant change, and this ability is a little bit broken, right? Attribute shift right now pretty much gives you infinite HP because of how it works, and this is a significant nerf to him. Now, waveform damage has also been reduced at all levels. Just slightly, but it is somewhat of a reduction. This will matter later on in the game when you're trying to waveform and clear out a creep wave, and you might just not barely have enough damage to do so. Now, MORPHLING level 15 talent, from waveform attacks targets to 15-second morph duration. Oh, they're nerfing his talent as well. This was a talent that people would go for because it allows you to split push so well. You just be able to just waveform across creep waves and instantly clear them out. And not only they're nerfing the waveform damage, they're also removing this talent and moving it to level 20. And they're swapping with this useless plus 15-second morph duration. This actually just is a useless talent, because you're not even going to want to morph to people as MORPHLING. I've seen games where pro players literally go the whole game without using his ultimate once. So it's just a major nerf. They made this good talent and swapped it with this useless one that was previously at level 20. And I would say MORPHLING is still pretty good, but these are significant nerfs, and I would say he's going to be a lot less pick now. Okay, moving on. Night Stalker, Hunter in the Night attack speed has been rescaled, slightly nerfed, level 1s, 2, and level 3, but other than that, it's going to remain the same at level 4. Not bad, nothing major either. The hero isn't too broken right now, but he's still very good, and I do like to see him receive some nerfs. I hate playing against Night Stalker. Now, Omni Knight is one of the best offlaners right now, especially in pubs, and what do they do to him? They reduced the cast range of Purification. Wait, what? Alright, they put that backwards here. I believe it's from 450 to 575, because if my NA math calculates this properly, 450 is greater than 575. Is that right? I believe that's right, and I think that's just a mistype. Also, his level 20 talent goes from 4 mana regen to 3. Nothing too major, but what was his other level 20 talent? Not an Omni-Knight player, so I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you don't go for this talent anyway. Do you? I don't know. But it is just a slight nerf there. And in addition, Guardian Angel cooldown has been rescaled to be increased at level 1 and level 2. So just some slight nerfs to Omni-Knight. I would say the biggest nerf is this Purification cast range. And again, this is probably written backwards. Moving on to Pudge, Meat Hook mana cost has been increased at all levels. That's surprising. This is a significant nerf to Pudge, as he does run out of mana quite quickly, and this is going to mean that you just have to vary more mana regen out, whether it's clarities or just having like a raindrop or something like that, which he does buy anyway, but this is going to make it so we can just hook less early on. Moving on to Razor, Static Link cooldown has been rescaled. Overall nerf to him, because he relies on this ability to dominate early on at level 1s and level 2, where the cooldowns are increased by a couple of seconds, but later on it actually gets a lower cooldown at level 4, 25 seconds. Nothing major there as well. Sand King, Burrow Strike damage has been reduced from 100 damage at level 1 to 85 damage. Significant nerf for level 1 Sand King. You are relying on that extra, like, I don't know, it's 15 damage, but you know, level 1 stun already isn't that great, and you'd rather just have it do a little bit more damage. But overall, nothing major there as well. Some slight nerf to him. That's surprising, but it is going to remain the same. They're doing a lot with these heroes, where they're like nerfing them early levels, and then they're keeping them the same overall when they do max out. Shadow Demon, level 10 talent change from 10 strength to Soul Catcher, creates illusions on death. Wait. So does that mean they're removing that from Soul Catcher? That's not clear, because he already does that. So he already does that with Soul Catcher. So I'm assuming what this means is they're removing that ability from Soul Catcher and they're moving it to a talent. Now I do play Shadow Shaman or Shadow Demon, so I know his other talent is experience gain, and he really wants to go for that. But having the illusion is real nice as well. If you can get like an illusion of, like, let's say like a Morphling or Medusa, and you micro it properly, it does a lot of damage. And you also can just push out a wave with it, especially like if you do get Medusa again, or like a Luna with Moonglaves. And the fact that they did nerf this or move it to a talent where you actually prefer to go for the other talent is not a big deal, but it is somewhat of a nerf. Storm Spirit, Ball Lightning AoE rescaled to 200 at all levels. And what does it mean by AoE? So like the AoE of the damage done, I'm assuming. And it's going to be a buff at lower levels, but it's going to be an overall nerf once he maxes out at level 18. Now his level 10 talent has also been nerfed from 2 mana plus 2 mana regen to 1.75, but overall not that significant of nerfs. Like Bloodstone wasn't nerfed or anything like that, or Kaya wasn't nerfed either. They did nerf Arcane Rune. So overall Storm Spirit still just as strong, I would say. Especially with this change. I think this is actually going to make him better, because with this AoE rescale, it's going to make him stronger early on, which he's already pretty strong if he does go for an early Kaya. Will affect his late game somewhat though. Now Tinker, laser cooldown has been increased to 20 seconds level 1. Again, this is a early game dominating ability that they're nerfing early on, but then they're keeping the same cooldown later on. But again, Tinker doesn't really care about the cooldown too much, right, later on, because he's Tinker. So this is overall a laning stage nerf to him. Now Tiny has also been slightly nerf buffed. Wait, alright, grow attack speed reduction increased. So it's a nerf, so he's gonna get even less attack speed when he uses or levels up grow. Now moving on to the last hero, Winter Wyvern, Cold Embrace base heal has been reduced from 15 to 10. Nothing too major there. And Arctic Burn as well has been reduced, the damage overall at early levels, and I believe it's already been nerfed slightly, because I'm pretty sure it was 9% at all levels before, and now it's only 6% at level 1. Significantly nerfing the heroes early game and making it so you actually maybe want to favor maxing out Arctic Burn. So this is going to be it for my patch notes analysis for 7.07D. My overall opinion on it is not much changed. Certain heroes that were a little bit too powerful have been toned down a little bit, but overall they didn't get any major nerfs. Now the major thing is Morphling. I think Morphling is put in a dumpster. I mean, he's still somewhat strong, but the fact that he can't morph while using attribute shift means that inexperienced morph players that have slow reaction times can get stun locked and taken from 100 to 0, and it's going to be quite unfortunate for those players. But I do think if you don't know what you're doing on Morphling, it just pretty much means you can play a lot less YOLO, because if you happen to get stunned at like 400 HP, you're not morphing and you're dying almost immediately. So that's only the major nerf in this update. They did change a couple of items around, maybe making some less picked items or less picked up items more viable. But other than that, this is going to be it for this patch notes analysis, and I'll see you all in the next video. And make sure, if you want to see more content, I am doing pretty much patch notes analysis for every single patch that comes out, especially the major patches. I'm also making videos quite consistently, not daily yet, but I want to eventually get to that point. And also let me know what type of content you want to see from me, because I can do replay commentaries, I can do even live games, potentially, probably not on my main but on a Smurf. So if you have any ideas for content I can make for this channel, I'll leave it down in the comments down below. But again, make sure you subscribe, as well as I am trying my best to update this channel as regularly as possible. I'm also making Pugna guides, so if you do have a Pugna subscription, you can check out my guides there. If you don't, sign up on Pugna, watch my videos, as I did work pretty hard on them, and that's mainly what I've been working on, rather than just making content for YouTube. But of course, I'll always make content for YouTube. And again, I need those ideas. If you have any ideas, leave it down in the comments below. And if you like this replay or patch notes analysis, make sure you like the video as well. And I'll see you all in the next video, and peace out, everyone.